In this video, we're going to show you how easy it is to create a 3D model of this particular design. Now, this was posted to one of the 3D printing groups that I belong to. And they're looking to convert this into a 3D model, and it is one project that is very, very easy to accomplish without any 3D modeling software. So it's a very simple process. So if you're ever looking to do hype chains or key chains or something very simple like this can be done very quickly and easily using Inkscape. So let me show you how this works. So what we did here, all of our designs, when we're creating designs, all of them start here in chat. So I simply took the design that was posted and put it into chat, and I said, all right, chat, I need you to clean this image up a little bit. We want to reduce the number of colors to maybe 4 to 6 colors, but we need nice flat colors for easy 3D printing. Now, it should be noted that a lot of the comments in this particular post were to use the image to keychain feature within Bamboo Studio. But here's the thing about that. Number one, the image to keychain tool in Bamboo Studio doesn't do the greatest job, number one. But number two, it doesn't give us a SVG file. It only gives us a 3D model. And really, I encourage people who are brand new to 3D printing, we want the SVG file. Why? Why do we want the SVG file? Well, because maybe we just don't want to do 3D printing. Maybe we want to create t-shirts. Maybe we want to do decals for the front of tumblers or something else with the exact same artwork. So it's best to always start with an SVG file and then repurpose it for however we might want to repurpose it after that. But the image to keychain tool in Bamboo Studio does not do that for us. And I don't think it does a great job at fixing an image that may need a little fixing. Now, chat, on the other hand, you'll see does an amazing job. So that's why I really encourage you to start out in chat. You do get free prompts every day. So for me as a designer, I do this work every day, so I don't mind paying the $20 a month because I use chat for all kinds of things, and it really simplifies my life. But at any rate, step one, clean it up, chat. And you can see chat did a pretty good job, but chat did change a few things that maybe we didn't want changed. So we got to back up a little bit. The details here in the ears was a little different than the original image. And also there were some gold tips on the fur. Those were taken away. So, and also this object here was made the same gray color. Okay, and so I said, okay, this isn't terrible, but the gold tips in the original image on the left and the right, I would like to leave those gold tips because we have the gold in the eyes. And then also the dark gray that was in the original image, I would like to go ahead and leave the dark gray in there as well, even if that means adding an additional color. And additionally, if you look at the ears, the dark gray pieces in the ears, they're a little bit different than in the original example. So I prefer the details of the ears as in the original example. And now, Bob's your uncle, now we have a nice clean piece of artwork that we can then convert into an SVG file. So let's go ahead and just right click and choose copy image. Okay, so now, yes, I'm happy with this. This will make for an excellent 3D model, but the problem is we do need it as an SVG file. So with that said, let's go here and go up here, and we're going to go to Vectorizer AI. Now there's lots of different tools on the internet for converting an image to an SVG file. I do pay $10 a month for this particular website. And what it does amazingly well. I've used others, but I keep coming back to this one. To me, it's well worth the $10. Again, I do this every day, all day, so I want to use the best tools that I have found that are out there, and to me, this is one of them. So we're going to go ahead and just hit Control V and paste it. The nice thing about this particular website is there's really no fiddling with settings. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. So we just paste it in there. It immediately goes to the process of converting it. It's now been converted, and we'll go ahead and download the SVG file. So it's that simple. So like I said, there's no need to fiddle with it at all. I don't know if this is a wolf, but I'm calling it a wolf, okay? So there you go. So now we have our SVG file. Now we can pop into Inkscape here, and we're going to go ahead and import the wolf head. So Control I, go to our desktop here and find Mr. Wolf. There it is. So this was the SVG file. We'll go ahead and hit OK. This is the SVG file that was created for us. And you can see it's really, really good quality SVG. So let's go ahead and right click on it and ungroup. And firstly, what we need to do is get rid of the white background because we don't need that. Goodbye. All right, so now what we have to do is we have to, first of all, we have to understand how we're actually going to want to 3D print this. We can't create artwork if we don't have a good mindset of how we're going to go about printing it. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in a moment, but we're just going to work through this step by step. In reality, this is probably a 10-minute job, okay, this part of it in reality. But because I have to explain a little bit more about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, it's going to take us a little bit longer. But we're going to come over here to our layers and objects. And if you see here, there's a bunch of groups right now. Every color is grouped, grouped by color. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to ungroup everything. So we're going to select our first group, shift click the bottom group, right click and ungroup. Okay, now what we were looking for is we're looking for no groups, and you can see now we have no groups, but we have 1001 paths, which we really don't want. Okay, so now this is the process. We're just going to take it step by step here, and you'll see how this works. So the first thing is this black piece right here. You can see it's at the very bottom, so let's just turn that off. Okay, and now we have some dark gray pieces. So we're going to select one of them, and we're going to right click, and we're going to do select same, fill color. Okay, so there's 3 pieces here. Great. So we're going to go ahead and hit Control K, and then we're just going to turn that off. Now, what is Control K? Well, Control K is the same as we come up here to Path and Combine. Okay. Now, InkScape is a free program, so definitely encourage you to use InkScape. Now, I want to take a look at what's left here so you have a good understanding of what's actually happening here. If I move this piece out of the way, you see how it's sitting on top of gray? So that's actually how I want to print it too. I want to print this piece on top of the gray. If we look at the eyes here, you could see that now this is not sitting on top of gray. And that's okay. Also, this part of the nose area, that's not sitting on top of gray. So certain elements are sitting on top and certain other elements are not. Now I want to go ahead and turn this back on just so we could see this here. Let's go ahead and turn back on our background here because I want to make this point too. These gold tips, they're printing on top of black, okay? So that may be important. That's how we want to print them, but just kind of keep in mind we have to go through this a little bit and figure all this out of what is what here. So in fact, I might just double click on this and let's go ahead and name this dark gray. Okay, and then our very bottom piece, let's go ahead and name that the backplate because that's what it is. That'll help us see things a little bit more clearly. All right, so now let's maybe go ahead and deal with the gold. So we see we have some gold pieces on the left and the right, but what about our eyes? What are our eyes doing? They are sitting on top of black, and this is important. Let's see here, but our black, let's see here, this black piece right here is actually sitting, so we don't actually need that piece right there. Let's go ahead and delete some other black parts that we may not need. Let's go look at this. So yes, we don't need that either. What about these? We're going to leave that for a moment and come back to that. I want to go ahead and turn on my dark gray here. So you see this piece of my black is sitting on top of my dark gray, and that's fine. I want to see what's happening here. So what's happening with these pieces? Got to make sure I grab the right piece. Okay, so we don't actually need that piece then. And let's see, do I need that piece? Let's toggle it on and off. I do not need that piece. So we can go ahead and delete that. And let's go through and see what pieces we actually need. Don't need that one. And then what about this one? Nope, I don't need that. Now this one I'm probably going to need because it's sitting on top of gray. So we'll leave that in place. But this one I probably won't need. And this one I probably won't need. Now, all the rest of the pieces I will need. They're all sitting on top of gray. So as I move these pieces, you see that? There's no hole. So all the rest of my black, I need those pieces. So let's go ahead and right click and select same fill color. And let's go ahead and combine those. Control K, and we're going to call those black details. Okay, so I have to make sure. There we go. And then we'll turn that off because we don't need those anymore. And then we can go ahead and turn that, our dark gray, off because we don't need those pieces anymore. Let's go ahead and take these pieces. This is kind of the dark red. So we're going to select that one, and we're going to shift click this one and this one, Control K, and we'll call this dark red. So just double click on the layer name and go ahead and type that in and turn it off. Now, if we look at our white parts here, let's double check. They are not sitting on top of gray. So in no case are they sitting on top of gray. And these pieces here, yes, those are fine. So we can go ahead and select all of our white parts. So we select one, right click, select same, fill color, Control K, and this will be called white. We'll just call it white. Because it's got whiskers, it's got teeth, it's got eyes. We'll go ahead and turn that off, and then we can do our gold layer. So we will select same, fill color, Control K, and that will be our gold. And then we could turn that off just for fun, and then we're left with our light gray. So we'll select same, fill color, and we'll Control K, and that is going to be light gray. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and turn that off. Now, the only piece that's left is this little speck of something. So we don't know what that is, so probably nothing. So we'll go ahead and just delete it. All right, so there we go. That is, we'll go ahead and turn on all these layers. So we'll select the bottommost layer, shift click the topmost layer, it selects everything in between. Then we click one of these eyeballs, and now that completes our SVG file. So let's go ahead and save this. So now we have beautiful, clean SVG artwork. And we could do anything we want with it at this point. So anything you want with it, we can turn it into a 3D model. We can print this out and have some DTF prints made for us. Whatever we want to do, we have complete flexibility to make whatever it is we want to make. Now we should go ahead and resize this to our finished size here, which in our case, we're going to turn the lock on. So when I change the height, the width will automatically change. But we're making a height chain here, so we're going to do 150 millimeters is what I generally make my height chains. Let's go ahead and resave our SVG. And now we can go ahead and create our 3D model. So let's go ahead and minimize Inkscape here. And we'll minimize that. Now here is the Wolfhead SVG file that we just created. Now I am going to cheat a little bit and use my 3D model builder here. So this is a software that I created that will automatically convert our SVG. You can see here. Now we have created the Wolfhead 3D model. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up in Bamboo Studio just by double clicking on it. So you can see there is our completed 3D model here. All right, so then our next step then would be to go ahead and import our hype chain. So let's go ahead and hit Control I. And this is just a hype chain I got off of MakerWorld. So if you go to MakerWorld and type in blank Cuban, you'll be able to open up this hype chain here. And then all we're going to do is take this and we're just going to slide this up a little bit. Something like that. And we can go ahead and make this part here We'll go ahead and make that black as well. So let's go ahead and make it all black there. Now we have to adjust our prime tower, and I guess we could just come down here and there's plenty of room right there to put the prime tower, so we don't really have to mess with that any further. Now, in order to actually print this, we do need to take our Cubid and we need to control click our main assembly here and then right click and merge. And so now that's all one part, and now we can print it just that quick and easy. So you can see by utilizing Inkscape to create our artwork, we use chat to kind of simplify our artwork a little bit. Yes, we did cheat a little bit by using my 3D model maker, but it really does simplify the process of converting an SVG into your 3D model. That is tied to our Patreon. So that's something brand new to our Patreon, where you get that software automation tools for Inkscape and for Blender. As long as you're a Patreon member. But that's it. That's all there is to it. So you can generate your hype chains and keychains and whatever other kind of models you want very quickly and easily just with a simple SVG file. We have all the details to our Patreon in the video description below. We also have a Facebook group with a lot of great information being shared. That information is in the video description below as well. We have free classes every Monday night for learning about 3D modeling, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday. And then on Thursdays, we have, if you're a member of our Patreon, we have a special class on Thursday nights for our paid members as well. So check all that information out. That's it. Until next time, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or need one-on-one training or some custom files made for you, this is my contact information, so feel free to reach out via email. You can text me. You could even give me a call. I'd be happy to answer questions or give you more details on the one-on-one training we offer, and as well as if you need custom files made until you are up to speed on how to make them yourself, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to help you with that as well.